And we're live on the air this morning. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Good morning, Dorleen, Walter, Ronnie. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you greatly. First one in. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Check my volume. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my good morning, Nicole. Thank you for being here. Old John Crow 416 Trackstar Music. Good morning, family. Good morning. Good morning. Jennifer Darian, good morning. Kalak C1, good morning. Latoya Reed, Ramesh 123, good morning. Sonia Unstoppable. Tammy, good morning. Mark Machiavelli, good morning. Yvonne Johnson, good morning. Zetagu Anderson, good morning. Vanetta Miller, C. Brown, Nigel Taylor, D. Fresh, Ed Marine Dixon. Thank you all for being here this morning, bright and early. Anita, good morning. Lorraine Taylor, good morning. Listen up. Let me do my shout outs, then we're going to talk. I'm kind of lost for words this morning because you have to understand the magnitude of what we're about to talk about. Wow. So shout out to the people going out to work this morning. I could start out on a positive vibration first. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. You get up, you go to work, you earn. I'm lost for words. I can't even get it together. You get up, you go to work, you earn a living. You work hard. I respect you to the fullest. I'm begging nobody nothing. You're not. I'm late this morning because sometimes nature calls. So some people say, SouFlo, you're just raw, honest. Something me like that about you. I don't know no other way to be. So as I was getting ready to start the show, nature calls. And here's a secret about me. TMI for a lot of people, but my body works a certain way. It's a rhythm that my body has been on for the entire lifetime of me so far. So in the mornings when I wake up, I have to wake up extra early because there is that 15-20 minutes that I know for a fact I'm going to have to visit the throne and nature takes its course. You understand? It says my body is working well, and I'm thankful for that. I am able to eliminate waste, and I do it in a timely manner, scheduled manner, by the way, on nature's clock. So I that gone, and I'm kind of running late this morning. We're running a little late. When you're late for work because you just caught up and now you're driving fast, and that's what I did this morning with the thing. So pardon my lateness. I'm kind of late, but I'll make it up to you on the back end. We're going to talk this morning, though. As I was getting ready to start the show, though, my wife forwarded this to my phone, and I'm sitting there like everybody does. You carry your phone, go to the bathroom. I'm sitting there. Yes, I sanitize my phone and my hand and everything. I'm sitting there visiting the throne and looked down and saw this headline, and I thought, wow. Like, wow. In the meantime, while I was doing that, though, I also went and did a little research real quick. The history of this type of stuff to see if this had happened any time before, and it has. So this is not something new. This has happened quite a few times before. Anyhow, let me finish the shout out. Shout out to my people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Because some people work the night shift and they're just now getting off. Shout out to extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Any hardworking person, I have the utmost respect for you. We say productivity and progress. Yes, manners and respect, and shout out to my truck driver them out there on the road this morning. All the drivers, the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, anything you drive, delivery service. I could have Pizza Hut you deliver for. Shout out to you. My truck drivers though, them get an extra special big up shout out because that work right there is something within itself. So shout out to the retirees, the stay-at-home moms and pops. Shout out to the people them who lost their work due to this pandemic situation, and they're still looking for something and haven't gotten anything else. For those who have been affected, somebody said, how come you never big up the people them that lost family members due to this pandemic thing? All right, big up the people them too. I don't know why I would have to big up them people there, but it's rough. If anything, I realize that we are all in this, and we can, each one of us can be affected in that manner, where an immediate family member is affected by this thing here where we're in. So shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to every clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Shout out to you. That's deep right there. To be someone that want good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Some people want good for you, you know. They will wish you good, but they don't want you to be better than them. Or they don't want you to have it so good that they have to look at you like, whoa, I'm shotgun miles ahead of me. What a success story. Envy and jealousy comes in then. So some people, when they wish you good, they actually just wish you half a good. You know what I'm saying? They don't really want to see you do good like that. But it sounds good to wish you good because you're already doing good. And everybody wants to be on the winning train. So shout out to the people them who actually want good for others as much as they want good for themselves. Because that's what it's about. It's about humanity. It's about wanting good for others as much as you want good for yourself. It's about putting good karma out into the universe so you reap what you sow in the end. I don't know, in saying those words, this morning I don't even know who to talk to. Because if I start to call out Prime Minister, Commissioner of Police, Minister of Security, if I start to call out the Jamaican citizens, those who are complicit, those who know what's going on and not saying nothing, if I'm supposed to call out the family members, the girlfriend, the baby mother, the wife, the mother, the family members who support a certain type of lifestyle, and know that these people are your family and they're going on with these kind of things. This is a perfect example right here of being complicit, and then it hits your doorstep. Now, am I suggesting that Granny was complicit? I'm suggesting that people know. You understand? People know. Too much unsolved murder, Margaret Robinson. That's my biggest issue. I left a message for Andrew Holness the other day, and that is exactly what I said. I said that I know that you're not responsible for all this that's going on, right? Because the citizens killing other citizens, majority of it, it's not no government person giving them orders. They're mixed up in their kind of life. And then to shout out to the people them who say, "We don't always I try and make Jamaica look bad." Lord man, I did a video where the lady, this is a subscriber who actually left this message in the comment section. And I told her to link me up on SouFLoTV@gmail.com and write out what her dream was, because we're doing a live show and she come on a live show and she said, you know, I get a warning for Jamaica. It was a dream, like a premonition. And I did. And I conveyed her message in a video, put it out for the people to see. And you really have people that cuss me now. God gave this lady a message to give to the world, and she used you as a vessel, and God chose you as a vessel, and you put a commercial in the middle of God's message. For those of you who don't understand how that works, so I run a YouTube channel that is partnered with Google, is partnered with YouTube, Google and YouTube, right? And the content that you run, like this video right here, they will pass this video because the headline is not marketable. They will pass this video because, so for people who say, oh yeah, do it because of likes and views. If I was really doing it for likes and views, I would only do funny videos. So shout out to my YouTubers, my fellow YouTubers, Chairs and Benches, big up yourself. Those sisters, go support them. Here's a little thing. Certain videos that you put out will lower rank your channel in ranking on YouTube. So when people go searching for like Jamaican YouTubers, you probably won't be the first one to pop up because of the amount of these types of videos that you do. So if you're partnered with these entities like Google and you make money, remember when I used to tell people, said this is a business and I can show you actually how to do it and these kind of things? It's no different from running a talk show and going in and clocking in at WBCJ 95.1 in the morning and you are the host. It's the same thing. All the internet did and all Google did and YouTube did was partner together to give people an independence. So you don't have to depend on somebody. No, you have to go listen to their radio station, or you have a dream of hosting your own show and you can't do it because nobody not hiring you because you don't have the links. You can get up and build your own platform. And if you talk sense, then you will have people that will be there to hear you talk sense and share their intelligence with you as well. And that's what we do over here. This kind of story, it doesn't do much for the channel. Believe me, it don't do nothing for the channel actually. I'm robbing myself of revenues, to tell you the truth. But everything ain't revenues. And sometimes I just have to talk. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just have to talk. I'm lost for words this morning, and I can't get it together because I can't fathom how. I woke up to this headline. The wife just sent me this headline, and it says, mother and grandchildren murdered in St. Catherine. Mother and grandchildren. Grandmother, sorry, and grandchildren murdered in St. Catherine. Grandmother, no, and grandchildren murdered. So I said to myself, say, no, this is a different kind of people. This ain't real. This is the, let's be honest, it happens everywhere. Yes, we know that. But to be in a small island like Jamaica where things like this happen constantly, it's kind of frightening, isn't it? It's kind of frightening. This is not a message to say, don't go to Jamaica ever and don't visit ever and leave the country and run away. This is not what I'm saying. Because some people take my videos when I do these topics. They don't blame the Gleaner. Do you see the Gleaner's headline? Look at the Gleaner's headline. This ain't SouFLoTV headline, you know. Grandmother and grandchildren murdered in St. Catherine. That's the Gleaner's headline. So if the big Gleaner, the national entities out of the country that represent the country and their news carrying, if these entities can splash this across the headline, then how am I evil or a bad person for addressing the headline? This is headline, you know. Grandmother and grandchildren murdered in St. Catherine. Now the story says that an 81-year-old grandmother and her 2 grandchildren were murdered in Tyrrell Heights, Spanish Town, St. Catherine this afternoon. Now before me read this little part, let me say something. You see my 2 first kids, my 2 children, my 2 boys, Tafari and Jaden. Tafari just graduated high school. Jay just turned 13, so he's now a teenager. Those 2, their mother is from Antigua and Barbuda. So when the story hit last week about the Jamaican woman that lost her life at the hands of a man in Antigua, you know, people speculating and people putting stories out there, and I said all kind of stuff. She did take him money. She left him for his uncle, and that she was taking his money still and still seeing him on the side, and him couldn't take it no more. People put all kind of stuff out there, right? And I let people know, said that's what's being said out there. So when they see it somewhere else, they don't say, oh, SouFLo always bring me half a news. How come him never said this? It's nothing that was written in stone. It's nothing that had been confirmed by law enforcement officials or anybody. But you know, people on the ground sometimes are closer to the story than news reporter sources are. I am not saying it's true. I'm just saying when the story hit last week, the reason why I compared, for those of you who are up in arms, So y'all do a topic about Antigua and Barbuda. Why you have to fling Jamaica murder rate in there? Can't you see how that line up? It lines up like this. The woman is Jamaican. She was killed in Antigua. The murder rate in Jamaica is crazy. No other way to put it. It's crazy. The murder rate in Jamaica is crazy. Antigua has a pretty low murder rate. After speaking to a bunch of Antiguans, I got to realize that this is actually outrageous for them. For them to have 9 murders in 1 year is outrageous for them. They're looking at it like, Lord, things out of control. The doo-doo has hit the fan. It's messed up. And I'm saying in the same video, imagine if we had only 9 murders for the year in Jamaica. We compare the numbers, 1,100 and something, 1,600 and something, 1,300 and something. Every year we go over 1,000. We've been doing it for so long, after a whole decade past of every single year being consistent with over 1,000 citizens murdered. And we're not talking about citizens that died from natural causes, old age, diseases, heart attack, all them things that will kill you when you get older or when you're in bad shape, diabetes, all these things. We're not talking about those who died from that. We're not talking about people who died from accidents, car accident. And I mean, hundreds of people die in Jamaica from car accidents per year because the people them just unruly. Speed limit, one name so, fast and furious, my boss, and that was say. No respect for law and order, and apparently not enough forces on the ground to enforce these law and orders. We're only talking about the number of murdered people, and we consistently pass 1,000 every single year for a decade straight. If you go look up the numbers right now, just Google Jamaica murder rate by the numbers. Just type that in a Google and read through some of the headlines, and then go into the ones that are reputable, like a .gov site. And you will see that this is shocking, and it's been going on for a while, and it's still shocking. So when we read a headline that says a grandmother and her grandchildren murdered, the Gleaner understands that the gunman barged into the home of the senior citizen whose name is Iselin McFarlane about 4:30 p.m. You have to understand, 4:30 p.m. is broad daylight. This 4:30 p.m. This is broad daylight. Somebody saw something. Somebody knows who do this. Are they going to talk? Probably not. And the reason why they're not going to talk, and I've explained this to you guys before, I used to be one of the people that said the people that in the community need to speak up because you guys are hiding the criminals, the murderers, and when you don't speak up, sooner or later it's going to hit your doorstep. And I had to retract that talk. I had to retract that talk because I have to be realistic. And the reality is that majority of the people there are not murderers. They don't endorse murder. They're not for it. And if they could talk, if they could tell and feel safe, they would. The problem is they can't, because they know that the same way 4:30 broad afternoon, broad daylight, how grandma door get kick off and them murder them two picnic there and murder the grandmother. What possibly could an 81-year-old, I have a scenario, I'm not gonna talk about it, but what could an 81 years old, I'm around the elderly pretty often, or have been, and I've never met an 81-year-old that made me feel threatened. 81 years old. Imagine to live your long, long life. I pray for health and strength. I pray that I'm around to be 81 years old and still be healthy. 81 years old. You really have the heart. You really have the mindset. I don't care if it's a contract killing. I don't care if it's a revenge killing. And sometimes I don't really dig into people's personal matters. I more talk about headlines, because sometimes some things that seem outrageous, and I know a lot of you might not like me for saying this, but sometimes when things seem a bit outrageous, when you get to hear the full story, you say, boy, I'm not really say it justified still, but I can see how it happened. For instance, the reprisal killings. A man rape a man daughter. The man say him not deal with no police. Him want that boy there himself. And next thing you know, 23-year-old so-and-so was shot and killed at so-and-so. No motive, no person caught, no nothing. And we're saying, but him never do nothing to nobody. But karma knows what you did and will revisit. So if you violate a man like a girl and him know, and him decide say, this not about police business, this about me and my daughter's honor. I want my daughter to know say a boy violate her like that and he no longer exists. I sit back on those. Because if it's my daughter, then I can't promise you that I'm going to go call no police. I'm going out my way to actually not call police. You understand? So, but me I try to figure out what an 81-year-old though. 81, you know. Imagine you live your long, long life. God bless you if you live to see 81. Enough people are drop out. Enough people are dying in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s. You reach way at 81. Long life. And die so frighteningly. Because you got to be frightened. Man, kick off your door when you're sitting in your house. You're going to be frightened. So at 81, I'm looking to die from a heart attack. So how I would be so frightened. That's nature. That's life. You're not as fast as you were anymore. You're not young and strong. Your muscle them withering away at 81. You can't get up and fight people and run and save yourself and duck for cover and all these things. That left you gone long time. You're 81. Somebody was cold enough, though, to kick off a door, run up into a house, kill a grandmother, an 81-year-old grandmother, and her grandkids. The Gleaner understands that the gunman barged into the home of the senior citizen, Iselin McFarlane, about 4:30 p.m., big broad afternoon, and shot her and her grandchildren. 10-year-old Christina McFarlane was killed, and 6-year-old Michane were killed. Several times they were shot before escaping in a waiting car. This is why I say somebody knows something, because at 4:30 in the afternoon, the way how these communities, this community right here, so is set up, it's very hard pressed for car to pull up, car waiting, gunman run from car into house, kick off door, execute whole family, multiple gunshots each one of them got. And nobody saw anything. McFarlane and her daughters. So it's a female grandmother and her 2 granddaughters, 6 and 10 years old girls. What a 6-year-old girl did to you? What did a 10-year-old girl do to you or could have done to you to get you to this point? And an 81-year-old, what kind of threat could this 81-year-old woman have posed to you? And now we did the video again last week, it was, or the week before, where we put out the numbers the week before. Jamaica has the highest, or the second highest, femicide rate in the world. And I explained what femicide was. And again, me get cuss out. Me not believe them numbers there. Them a lie. Them a try make Jamaica look bad. And you take it up and run with it, SouFlo, because you have some ulterior motive. Here we are. Again. Second highest femicide rate in the world. And I see people asking questions like, do you think that Jamaica is like extra dangerous for females? When I look at the rape rate, when I look at the murder rate of the females, sadly, I will have females that will actually comment on that same video where I'm talking about how we're doing our females, young and old, and they will say stuff like this. Me just come back from Jamaica and everything good. I had a lot of fun down there. Me not see what I talk about. Yes, there's crime there, but it's not everywhere. As a woman, how could that even be your response to something like this? You're a woman. You come from the same country. And your response to something like this is, me just come back from Jamaica. I had a lot of fun. Even if you just come back from Jamaica for real and you had a lot of fun. I go to Jamaica, I have a lot of fun. Right? I enjoy the ambience, the breeze. The breeze feel different. The food, I've explained to you guys before, like I pay attention to everything. The food, like as soon as I eat the food, organic, good food, I feel the difference in my body. Things I move and hand miggle get red, foot get red, means blood is circulating everywhere. Me say a good food, this. I enjoy all those things. I enjoy the beautiful people, because there are a lot of beautiful people there. Me enjoy the hail up them. Yo, SouFlo, you're up on the island, walk on, brother. I enjoy all that. But how selfish of me it would be to get on my platform all the time and talk about how my vacation time in Jamaica was so great. And every time me go, everything is all good. So nothing on go on. It's people are making stuff up and they're over exaggerating. That's what I've been told. Me, I make stuff up and I've been over exaggerating, and for views and likes. McFarlane and her granddaughters died before they could even be taken to the hospital. Both children attended the Spanish Town Primary School, where they were described as disciplined children. You know, when your grandmother raised you. Shout out to my grandmother, the one that's still alive. You know, when your grandmother raising you, for those of us who were raised by real grandmothers, because nowadays you have grandmother in them 40s, you know. And me don't know, you even have grandmother in them 30s. You have daughter and mother, which is grandmother, a fight over the same man, dealing with the same man, partying in the same space. Young girl in a party, I broke out on her head. Grandmother in there, I broke out on her head in the same venue. We come from a generation where our grandmother was a grandmother, like a real grandmother. She's at the age where you would say, yeah, man, a grandparents' age that. Put in her time with her family. Then look at her grandkids and mold them the same way she took time to mold her children. See? So they describe these children as disciplined children. You know, in Jamaica, one time teachers say you are a disciplined student, you already know what that means. brightest minds snuffed out before they even got a chance to shine. 6 and a 10-year-old. Yeah, man, I have to big up my grandmother, man. I'm not saying nothing bad about people who breed early. Things happen. Every baby, no, well, I mean, I say every baby is a blessing, because I say woman carry rape baby because they don't believe in abortion and it's their religion. I would there's not a belly that I would dash way faster than a rape belly. But I'm all over the place this morning because I can't wrap my mind. I can't wrap my mind around what would cause this to happen. Now, listen up. The father is around, you know, the father of these children, and something in a something is what I'm going to say. Something is in something. This is about something that has to do with some close family member. Look how them come and kill me too, picnic them. And I don't know what to do, is what their father said. Look how them come and kill me too, picnic them, and I don't know what to do. The girls lived with their grandmother, who was affectionately called Miss Nicey. So gunman run up in the lane and kill Miss Nicey and her 2 grand picnic them in the house. Right now, I would want to know who are the close family members. And I've told you all this before, which is true. Even hitmen have given accounts that are documented how they operate. For instance, that's why I'm saying you have to keep around you who is going to uplift your vibration, people who are on a positive move, and people who actually value life. Because when you keep some loose family member around you, I'm not afraid to cut off family members. If your lifestyle is not conducive to mine, and me hanging out with you or you coming to my house mean that gunman might trail you, come to my house, and when they can't catch you, them come kick off my door and kill me and my picnic them as we sitting in here just watching TV, then me I cut you off. If I suspect anything, I'm cutting people off. You understand? Blood related or not, close or not. I remember a hitman that actually said, this is how them do it. They actually told a story of how they went for a cousin, you know, a distant cousin that lived in a whole other part of Jamaica. I forgot, I think it was in Clarendon, but the beef started in somewhere in Kingston. And they couldn't find the youth that they were looking for because he did his dirt and he went into hiding. And they're looking for him, them put out message on everything, them say, him nah show up. Then them get a word. One of them said, them used to move close with him, so them remember him have some family member was still over so. And you know what they did when they went over so? The story was reported that car pull up, men alighted from the vehicle, carrying what them call some broom, sweep the place. Big long gun, broad daylight, multiple men. Wet up the place, killed multiple people. And it turns out that this is who they were looking for. Them couldn't catch him, them catch. Or the day when they pull up, they saw him. But they shot other people that had nothing to do with what him did have to do with. So something in this story. Somebody is involved in something and they can't catch that somebody. Or this is a warning to somebody that you next, or you need to pay up, or you need to do what you say you did I go do. We're holding you accountable, and if you don't do it by this time, we have killed more of your family. Something is into something. I'm still calling for a fishbowl, Jamaica. And for those of you who don't understand what a fishbowl means, it's like you're living in a fishbowl. Just think of a fishbowl. The fish is in the bowl, I don't know if I use the word fish because some Jamaicans, boy. Anyhow, the fish is in the bowl and everybody can see what's going on in that bowl. I'm still calling for, that's what they call it in China, fishbowl. Fishbowl the place. Cameras everywhere. Certain communities that have had this going on for the longest, and it's no surprise because it happens continuously in these same places. Those communities should always be under heavy police presence. Those communities should always be riddled with cameras everywhere. The people are so afraid the people want to talk and can't talk. So as much as I want to blame the people, I might have to understand the reality of self-preservation. And I know a lot of people have said, no, somebody have to take the fall. Somebody have to get up and speak. It's easy for you to say from the comfort of wherever you're at typing that. But when these people speak and them start kill off random people in the community because they know it's somebody around there that talk, then we just start kill people until somebody say, say him do it, or him telling up. Oh, so all right, now we got the right person. That's how they operate. I don't know what caused this. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around the mindset of anybody that thinks that they can do this. Counselor for the area, who is Keisha Lewis, she described the senior citizen as a peaceful woman. She said that the community has been shaken by the incident and she called for more community policing. We have to revisit the community policing aspect of the thing, and more police need to be here. As last week, one was murdered and now 3 more are murdered. So it's in the same community. Last week they had another murder, and this week them have 3 more murders. Could these murders be all linked together? So, something is in something. I don't want to speculate too much, but it's obvious that something is something. Now, who do we speak to when it gets to this? Who do we speak to when it gets to this? Because if we call out the Prime Minister, there's a host of people that are saying, Prime Minister no have nothing to do with this. Him they're way up there, sir. But I call out the Prime Minister because I don't see an urgency as to how this kind of stuff is going to be dealt with. I don't see an urgency. I don't hear a national outcry. I don't see no road a block for the people them. I don't see them blocking no road. I don't see them out in numbers protesting. I remember the lady who her daughter was shot in her head, in her bed. She lived in a certain community and she's raising her 2 daughters. This is in recent times. This is Jamaica. She's raising her 2 daughters, but she's raising her daughters in a community where it's typical for the females in our daughters' age group to be girls that are out at night, at teenager years, out at night at parties and these things. Trying to raise good girls in a messed up place. See? I remember the daughters came home and they told their mom that the guys them in the community are propositioning them for sex. And they've told their mom multiple times, to where it started to get to the point now where them couldn't walk home because man in the area I say, me want you. Nothing you can do about it. You have to go run that something there. This is real. This is somebody's real life. You're a teenage girl, and in your neighborhood, you can't walk through your neighborhood from school to home because bad man in the area say them want get in your underwears, and you don't have no choice in the matter. Give them all deadline for bring the something come. They went and they told their mom. It was on one of those days when the incident was fresh. Again, they went and they told their mom. This girl is laying in her bed. She shares a room with her sister, right? You know in Jamaica where you have the burglar bars them on your windows and your curtain, so you might pull your curtain. You might open your window, get some fresh breeze coming through the house so you can lay down and sleep nice. And she's there sleeping, you know. The girl is sleeping. A man got to the house, reach through the burglar bar, shoot both the sisters as they lay sleeping in their house on their bed. Good girl them. They don't go party, them don't keep man. They up under their mom, they have their parents there. Reach through the burglar bar, shoot the girl them in a them bed. One of them died and the other one survived. The madness part about that, I'm trying to give you an understanding of the mindset. The madness part about that was when she went to the media, or the media came to her. And she explained to the media, I'm trying to raise my kids, you know, me I try to raise my kids them in this area. Is man from in the area do it? When she said is man from in the area do it, you see by the next day or by late that evening there, because the Gleaner, I believe it was, or the Star, or one of them printed the story after they went and interviewed her. Your daughter just got shot in her bed, right? I'm thinking the women in the community would rally around this mother. Oh, Jesus Christ, grieving, right? Give her a shoulder to cry on. Stand with her. Show her some support. It's a fellow woman. These are her daughters. Do you know what they did? And the videos are out there. A large group of women took the time to make placards and hold protests right in front of this lady's house at her gate. So she come out of the community because she make them community look bad. Now, mind you, this is the same community where another teenage girl walked down the road. Mom sent her to the store, right? She got cook shop. It was cook shop. I'm rehashing these stories to show you. This is the same community. And this had just happened recent before this incident. So these incidents were back to back. A group of women, you know, from the community, you know, make big placard, right? Take the time to cut out cardboard, right up on the cardboard, protesting in front of this lady gate. Now can you imagine how scared this lady must be? Because I just lost my daughter. My daughter wasn't out on road a party late at night. She wasn't no wayward, unruly teen. She was in the house in her bed. When man try to talk to her on the street, especially in here when they're approaching her aggressively, she's a teenager, and you have big gray back, crusty, dirty man that's telling her about she have to bring crutches come, or else. Just lost your daughter in her bed, and the other sister gunshot catch she at hospital, and you have a group of women from the same community on your doorstep pretty much protesting. You need to come out of them community because you over here make them look bad. So I remember them putting the microphone to one of the women, and the woman said, I don't know man from around here do it, because the man them around here don't stay so. I be a good man live around here so. Imagine that. I don't know. What was crazy to me was that these were women. These were women that were protesting instead of helping this other woman. So you see the whole, oh, we love Jamaica so much. And that's why I say stuff like what I say. Like, I don't love Jamaica. Because you can't love a place without loving the people. I don't love the land. I don't like the beach. I don't like the food. The cool breeze. The vibes when vibes good. But you don't love, for you to truly love Jamaica, you would have to care about the people. You would have to care about the children that are coming up in this. You would have to care about people's lives that live in that country. And if you can do that, and if you can really come and say, I don't know what you're talking about in a SouFlo, the place safe, because me go down there. Some people say, me go down there 4 times a year. Nothing happened to me. Not all of us were born with gold spoons in our mouth. Not all of us come from communities that are well put together. Taz Tizzle, manners and respect, thank you. I appreciate that. Not all of us were born with gold spoons in our mouth, and not all of us are coming from nice communities. But we can care about each other, and it would make a difference. But we lost caring about each other. Remember one time when it was community? One time Ghana did community run the thing, you know. I saw me know, so I'm getting old. And I have viewers and subscribers and people I meet in the street. SouFlo, we are older than you, you know. I could have be your father, or I could have be your mother. No, but me feel like me I get old. I definitely feel like because a time gone by has really gone by. So I find myself now being like that grandparents, you know, Sonny, back in my days. And to think that back in my days was just yesterday. Look at where we're at in such short space of time, what we have become. This is the future. Living in it now. The outlook for the newer future is grim. It's grim. There's a video up where the woman that said she had a dream about Jamaica and Jamaica better get ready, and she had a dream, and the child, you don't need to go listen to that lady, their dream, right? And a premonition. I did videos before where I said, actually I outlined the takeover. I'm done trying to wrap my mind around how did we get here. I'm done trying to wrap my mind around something wrong. The notion that something is very wrong and trying to figure it out. Why did we change? I think we had a genetic change. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. I think we had a genetic change. I think our DNA has been altered. And we are producing offsprings that are, or the mindset of those who are now here has been warped. And I'm trying to figure out, are the food? Because, you know, one time gone, we didn't take in so much imported food. And I'm not trying to knock people business who are into import, export. I understand that there's many angles to my argument. But something is wrong. Something is seriously, seriously wrong. Is it in the food and the drinks that they're smuggling in or that they're bringing in? Remember, Capleton said long ago in a song, they will smuggle it through the drinks, beer, and the food. Somebody says the air. Lorraine Taylor is saying the air. Me here says not genetic. Some people just don't care. No, man. No. We never used to stay so. We never used to stay so. People used to do people things because people do them things. Bad man used to in a bad man business, so when him get caught up out in the streets and him lose him life, it was like, yeah, we are gonna miss him. But you know, the granny used to talk to him all the time. We tried to talk to him, we couldn't reach him. Him choose that part there and see him lose him life. It used to be that. But kick off the door and kill 81-year-old grandmother and her 2 grandkids and children. Women and children really used to be off limits. Now there's no rules to this thing. Children though, I'm trying to figure out how can you do something like this and actually then tell yourself, say, your life will go good after this. To commit that act and then walk away telling yourself that your life is good after this. That good things are going to come your way somehow. Some people say, SouFlo, don't say them things that when I say stuff like the sins of the father and the mother can fall on the children and can follow the children and the children's children. How can you think that this is going to be okay? You commit an act like that, you cursed your bloodline. You commit an act like that, you cursed your bloodline. That's how I see it. Your bloodline is cursed. You commit an act like this, don't even bring no picnic on earth because that youth there, them children there, sometime in their lifetime, they're going to experience what you have put others through. That's how I believe the universe works. If it don't catch you in your time on earth, it's going to catch your offsprings. You commit an act like this, you have cursed your bloodline. So I don't see how a half decent, half intelligent mind can actually think, yeah, may I kick off a door, kill a grandmother, 81-year-old grandmother, kill the 2 picnic them, a 6 and a 10-year-old, and then think, what them do? You're up on the ends somewhere, a bus a buckle of Hennessy, you dress nice and go party tonight and buy out the bar. If this was a hit, somebody pay you a good sum of money to do it. So you go do it. Buy a nice car, buy a bike. You don't have to work nowhere because you make quick money, whole heap enough. So what if you had to do wicked stuff? It affords you time to hang out. Crazy. Crazy. My beef is with Minister of National Security. Talk me a talking of. My beef is with Minister of National Security. Because you can't hold a position like that and not be held accountable. Even if it not have nothing to do with you. Even if it existed before you got into the position you're in. So whoever is currently reigning in these positions, Minister of National Security, Police Commissioner, Prime Minister, and of course, the Jamaican people. That's where my beef is. Each one of these hold power to change. Each one of these hold power to change. Each one of these hold power to stop how things are being done right now or put things in place to make sure that we catch whoever does this and we set measures, deterrents so drastic that whoever thinks about doing this literally piss up themselves just by thinking about the consequences of doing this. Right now, it just seems to me like gunmen happy in Jamaica. They're free. They're free. Oh, still no national DNA database established in modern times. And you know, the number one way of fighting crime, as in finding out exactly who did what, is through DNA. And in 2020, they don't even have a national DNA database established. I believe the US, not I believe, I know. There was a person that went there to Jamaica from the US to help them establish a national DNA database similar to what they have here in the US. And the man got so frustrated and he did a full interview, and I covered that in a video gone by. Of course, those videos never get a lot of views because nobody cares about that. But he got a lot of fight when he was there. And his consensus at the end of the day was that they don't want it. He said every time they got close to even getting started or they got something rolling, they just started doing some other crazy stuff that made him like scratch his head. Like, are you trying to sabotage your own thing? I can't figure out any other reason as to why. It's like they're working against everything that they'll smile in his face, he said, and they'll say, yes, they're on board and they're giving it all their efforts. And then they'll do everything else to the contrary to make sure that it never is established. And we're talking about people in those positions that are responsible for these things, higher up positions. So they don't want it. The man packed his bags and he left. Him said, "Me, I leave Jamaica to Jamaica. They're doing their own thing. They don't want no help. We land on the ground to help. They don't want no help. So we pack our bags and we leave." It got frustrating. They pretty much frustrated us out of the country. Sleep in greatness. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If this was happening anywhere where I am at, there would be so many things happening. Military on the ground, police would be combing the area. Nobody in that, like, food lock off. And food lock off means whoever is in that area do them little hustling, them little juggling, whatever, that would be cut off. They would bombard the area. They would bombard the city. If it's a city, they would bombard the state if it's a state. Jamaica can fit into the state of Florida a couple of times over. Okay? So if we are about landmass space and all that, because when I spoke about Antigua and Barbuda having only 9 murders for the year, there were a lot of Jamaicans that were offended that I would even mention that. Why I compare that to Jamaica for? What this story have to do with Jamaica? A woman get killed at Antigua, and yeah, talk about that no. But here you go again. We got to start asking our neighbors, our fellow Caribbean islands, and Jamaican people. Listen to me. Go look on the other people, their money. Look at their money. Look at their value, money worth. Because I meet a lot of them overseas, and they seem to be doing quite well, as in where they come from, how much their dollar is worth, and so on and so forth. Their crime rate, etc. And they have beautiful beaches too, and all these things. Them have whole heap of tourists that visit their place also. What is it that they've done, or what is it that they are doing that Jamaica is failing to do. We can't keep going around talking about them do this to us, them do this to us, blaming somebody else. At some point, we have to take responsibility as well. I've noticed the mind state change over time. That's why I'm say I feel like I'm getting old, because manners and respect, blessings, like we don't even greet each other the same no more. You know? Ain't no love for life no more unless it's your personal life. Me, I don't care about myself. We've changed. We've changed. I'm truly looking at a new species of people. Somebody, I can't help but to think that somebody somewhere, it's like they have us in a lab, right? And they're experimenting. Well, we know that this, mixing this with this causes erratic behavior, blah, blah, blah. Let's administer to them through their food. Let's see what the outcome is. Will they start to act up crazy? Will they start to kill each other and not care? Will they start? And someone is sitting I can't help. May I try to understand the thing? They're documenting. That's how that works. Yep. It's working. It's working. We see it working. It's got to be something like that. It has to be something like that. It can't be us just don't care about each other so much that we just literally just feel like we have to kill each other. And you know, shout out to my dancehall people. I do listen to dancehall music that has God talk, sex talk. When I want to feed my alter ego, put the windows down, play the music loud, ride out on the highway, or I'm want to feel like, yeah, I'm a bad man and this and that. Only in my head. I understand that it's entertainment, a sick form of entertainment to others. But for those who said, SouFlo, how come you don't do no more dancehall music review? When the dancehall music review them there because enough hot song I drop. I literally sat down the other morning, went through scoured YouTube for about 2 hours, trying to find the latest songs that are hot. If I resonate with them, see who I can lend my platform to, help to promote. Because you promote your brother on his way, on his journey. It's a beautiful thing to watch them become successful. Them not to thank you. You just like to see it. That's the kind of person I am. I write down a whole bunch of songs. And for the whole weekend, I've been saying to myself, I do pen and paper review. So there's a part of SouFLoTV called pen and paper review, where it requires me to really feel the song, because now I'm going to have to write every word out as it is being sung by the singer. And if the song is hot, then me say, yeah, that song is hot. The song make me have to grab my pen and paper. But when me I read through lyrics, and me I see man I talk about how them heart cold, and them kick off the door and make marrow fly. At some point, even though I am one of those that said don't blame the music, but at some point, it starts to feel like I am about to partake in our own genocide. It starts to feel like I am celebrating our destruction. Because yes, music is powerful. Music is very powerful. That's the reason why if you say to a child, say your ABCs, baby. Y'all teach your baby your ABCs? Say A. B, C, D, and you continue like that for all the alphabet words or letters, the child will not grasp it as fast as if you say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The picnic starts sing it whole day because you put a melody to it. So we've actually put melody to our destruction. We're now dancing to it, literally dancing to it. And the DJ have to pull it up, wheel and come again to our destruction. Man a dance about gun big, marrow fly, slap out boy face, beer headshot. No heart, me no have, cold like me. We're in a competition as who can be colder than who. That's how we think reach. Who can be colder? Who can be, heartless like me? The lyrics, So me I write out the lyrics now and me I say, but me see the picnic them I sing this. I see the youth them singing this. But the rhythm catch it. And me like the artist. Me like the artist flair. I said this youth I got some well on there. So Flo, you really want to be a part of this? Do you really want to be a part of this? So even the gun song them that I like, you see, I can't even write them out no more. So that's the honest explanation for the people who tune in to the SouFLoTV just to see the pen and paper review them. And I try to balance the thing. Not even balance the thing. I try to get away from the gun thing because I have sense in my own space to know that it's just a song. And I've heard these songs almost all my life. May I come from way back. I'm realizing it's from way back. But this never made me pick up a gun, and I own guns. This not make me pick up none of my gun them. I ever load one. I say, you know what? Money me I look today now. Oh, me a boss a boy, and no boy can't chat to me now. It never changed my personality. If anything, me try run away from fight. Me try run away and sidestep drama. Because I know that I have it. And I know what the outcome could be. I say prayers like, God, please don't make me have to kill nobody and don't make nobody kill me. Because that's not part of my intention in life at all. But it seems like there's this new generation now, and when we say new generation, people, I'm not talking about age group, because you have some elders that are flexing with new generation mindset. And they are just as daft and as ignorant as the young new generation that sees things totally different. Them not think about longevity. So some big tough-kin people there are staring and standing as example for these youths to follow all the way down the wrong path. And kill them dead, it's okay. Man bad from long time. And we are the real OG them around here. And we set the things up. Like, and as a people, this is why we are abused by others. Let me show you an example, right? Take, for instance, the mob, the mafia. Who comes to mind? The Italians come to mind. Europeans come to mind. Like Russians come to mind. Don't you notice that real mafia stuff or real mob stuff? Who dress cleaner? Who affords their family more nicer things? Children go to school and live in communities where you can't even find them. These people use that to put themselves in a position to where they're rubbing elbows with the who's of who's and the what's of what's. And they've cut a way in for their children so their children live a whole different life. When we think about us, and you think about mob or gang and hitmen, we think about man roll up on Yen Yen in a broad daylight, fire wild shot in our whole community, pitney a run, kill innocent children, and do it repeatedly. Yeah, me kill 2 little youth, but the girl me did go for, me get her, so everything good. Them are just casualty of war. Sorry say go so, but they go so. And on to the next. Our thing crazy. Our thing is all about self-destruction. So for the people them who was a SouFlo, where the pen and paper review them there. God know. You gonna see me pen and paper review some coffee. You gonna see me pen and paper review some protege. You gonna see me pen and paper review some Junior Gang Marley. You gonna see me all go back and review some Bob Marley song. You gonna see me pen and paper review some Bugle. You gonna see me pen and paper review some. Me can't pen and paper review the gun song them and feel comfortable in myself about it no more. I tried because I told myself, say, yo, you have an audience, right? And you have to cater to the audience. I break everything down simply like this. If you have a store and your store is selling only oranges, but a large group of people come by your store every day asking for apples, it would make sense to get some apples in the store, because nobody don't open a store to be unsuccessful. So I'm catering to my audience, right? But the audience they that like that, and I put myself in it. I'm not hiding and talking. I love gun song. I listen to them. I sing them back too. A lot of them are catchy. But I don't make it become a part of me. I listen to gun songs just like how I watch a shoot 'em up movie. And I treat it the same way. Turn on the TV, yo, a good movie will come on and up. Yeah, it's a action movie. When I finish watching that movie, me not get up and go kill nobody. Switch the channel. It's the same way I listen to gun songs. But our artists them have to understand something. There's a lot of youths that look up to them. Yes, to include Vybz Kartel, which is my favorite artist in the dancehall genre space. But me not blame Kartel. Because Kartel put out more uplifting music than anything else. And the funny thing is they focus only on the gun songs, only when it's time to sink him. But he has a lot of uplifting songs about black women and children. I did a video where the video said 10 Vybz Kartel songs they don't want you to keep playing. Those songs, 10. And when I did the 10, my audience members gave me 10 more. So if an artist can put out 20 songs with no curse words, no profanity, all about upliftment, all about his race and his people, all about making you understand how the political system works and how it controls the country and what kind of a spell you are under, and nobody give those no airplay, them never publicize not one of the tune them, they don't play them on the radio, they don't play them in no party, nothing. But as they make a gun song, it's shotgun, it's trending, it's #1. Everybody has sing it walking around. It get played at every party. You can't really blame the artist alone. Again, it's a business. And if you're selling oranges only at your shop, and a large group of people come by every day and ask for apples, and you stick to your oranges, a man will open a stall right next to yours and start sell apples, and you will watch that crowd go to his business every day. Soon you're going to have to close down because you can't afford to pay the light bill and keep the doors open to your business. So it's a supply and demand thing. But it looks like the whole system is complicit. Even the radio station, the disc jockey them, you know what I'm saying? And then the artists that they try to survive because they make music, but it might make good music that now sell. But every time we make the fool music, but kill off each other, it sell. So I can't even do the review upon them song there anymore and feel okay. Even if I like the song, I can't still feel okay. You up, babe? Morning. May I try to figure out why or how. 81, you know, people. Think about that today. We're well past the top of the hour. 81 years old. People are starting to actually meet us Jamaicans outside of Jamaica, and you will hear them say stuff like, nah, they different. Like, they kill for no reason. Oh, you Jamaican? Oh, I know y'all serious. Not majority of us. Majority of us don't want to kill nobody. But we're being judged that way. Them have us now as drugs carriers and murderers. Remember one time gone where they had us as the hardest working people? There was a show on back in the day, which they're probably doing reruns of now, called In Living Color. And the constant joke on that show by the Wayans brothers, the older one started it. The constant joke on that show was, "Damn, you got 10 jobs like a Jamaican." You know why they used to say that? Because that's what we were known as. We were known as the people that would come here and take 2 jobs and 3 jobs and work and walk out with soul case. And to our families back home, we were known as the people that, boy, they're far and work hard enough. 10 years later, come in, you see him house door. Yeah, man, him have 2 cars over there, so him have 2 cars on the road, I run taxi and them thing there. Him open up a little business down there, so hire some youth in the community. You know what I say? Them kind of things there. We are witnessing us changing genetically. Me not care what nobody wants to say. We hold our differences of opinion. It's cool. I respect yours. But I honestly, truly, seriously think that something is wrong way more than what meets the eye. Because this is not something that's new. And I've also been saying this lately. We have to stop pretending like we're surprised now at things that are happening every day. It passed surprise point now. It passed surprise point now. So we need to stop act like, oh my God, it's shocking, it's surprising, but it happened last week in the same place. You know? Yes, me here. You remember that? Living Color. Him no lazy man. He got 14 jobs, man. There'll be like 14 jobs like a Jamaican. Even when I was going to school in the States here, the kids would take it and have it in school during the day. I work in 14 jobs like a Jamaican. Or they used to say, boy, you working hard like a Jamaican. Those were prideful times, man. Those were prideful times. When people used to see me back then, them used to say, oh, you Jamaican? Jamaica man, Irie man. No. Oh, you Jamaican? Oh. I know how y'all get down. Our national outlook has changed. Our international outlook has changed. Our international, the way how we are viewed has changed, has shifted. And it's through our own doing, our own people. Now, ask any Jamaican that travel extensively, especially if they travel on Jamaican documents, A beer hall and pull up when you reach certain place, you know. You're getting the eye down. Then I walk past you with the dog about 14 times. Put your suitcase up here for me. Open it up. Y'all take search. You're taking extended search. You're going in a back room. I've had it done to me multiple times. Until I change my papers. So if I travel upon US documents, different treatment. And we've had quite a few. It was recently that 4 police officers, not retired police officers, you know, police officers that are on the beat. Matter of fact, they were supposed to be at work. And when they checked, somebody signed them in as if they were coming to work and they had been at work for those days. When the 4 police them that in the US, they're being registered at work. You know, when you're there at work and you work one of those jobs, hey, clock me in. I'm gonna be there a little late, but I don't want them to know I'm late. Clock me in. Even though it's illegal and you can get fired for it. But in my Walmart working days, I think I probably did it like once or twice. Clock me in, I'm gonna come in through the backside. Somebody was clocking them in, signing off that they were there for days. And we would not have known the difference until they got caught in the US. Cocaine charges. Transporting large amounts of cocaine. Now, what does that say to law enforcement officials outside of Jamaica looking in? Doesn't it say, hey, we got to keep a special eye on Jamaica and Jamaicans, because even their law enforcement officials will come through and we might think we can trust them because they have official documents. They are police officers that are on the beat now. So what do you think the normal civilian is doing if they are able to do this? So them start watch everybody. And they start haul and pull all of us. When our mind state is gone, I'm like lost for words, man. I'm lost for words. It's sad to see what we have become. It's sad to see what we have become. I really, and I'm not hopeless. I'm not hopeless. And I don't want my Jamaican people to feel hopeless. We're going through it. Make no mistake about it. And all that you see going on, it's hard to say it sometimes, but we are a blessed people. I just did a video yesterday where I talked about the Jamaican gene. But we can't celebrate athletics all the time. Okay, we have a nation of people that can run fast and they're athletically superior. Yeah, how far does that go? Can we get to a nation of loving people? Can we get to a nation where it's like one of the most peaceful places on earth to be? Imagine if that happened. Something in a something. Something in a something. I'm going to stick to this story because, matter of fact, after I'm done with the show, I'm going to go do some digging and I'm going to go do some reaching out. Come on, know something. So for those of you who don't know, when I go to Jamaica, I go pretty much everywhere. Okay? I have family members everywhere, so I go pretty much everywhere. Some places where my cousin them carry me go, me not like, it look like Iraq after the place get shoot up and bomb out. And I'm very like apprehensive going there because nobody knows me there until them see me face and I say, you at SouFLo, where you do around them place here? So I'm closely connected to the place. May I make some phone calls? I won't be talking out people's business. Me know I can talk and what I can't talk. But me I do some digging because something have to be into something. This ain't us. This ain't us. just kick off door and kill 81-year-old woman. And I spoke about this before also, because that they raped the old women them too. There was one last week that was found face down, pool of blood, her panties down to her ankles. A grandmother. So I don't want the people them feel hopeless, because this ain't all that we are. We do have great success stories. But this is more far-reaching than anything else. And you know, those of us who are successful or who become successful, that's why we move along, come out of the way, separate themselves. Me not separating myself, so me not talk about me. But I can understand why people fight their way up out of their situations, and when they have accomplished and achieved, they stay away. They stay away. Bad mind, envy, jealousy, covetousness, wickedness. Just kill a man just because, yo, me just don't like a boy there. Why? Because him worked his ass off and he's able to afford nice things. And the people them will talk about, oh, so because you flash it too much. Man, we got one life to live, okay? And it's a shame that you can work hard, walk out your soul case, and you can't enjoy some nice things because people are going to pre you. They're going to look at you like a meal ticket, like a target. So you work hard, you're successful, and you can't enjoy it. You can't show what hard work brings. You have to hide your success. You have to pretend say you don't have nothing. Why? Why? We're going to hear more about this. We're going to hear more about this. There's more to this story. It's not the grandmother and the two children they really wanted. My common sense them tells me so. And my common sense also tells me that we're not the kind of people. You see, Jamaican people, I'm going to tell you something about Jamaican people. You see, when it's time for war, there's no other people that are more fierce. Okay? If you back them into a corner and make them feel like they have to defend themselves, then we tear up everything. Everybody must go, including me, kind of thing. But it's some of the most loving people as well. It is unfounded for man to just randomly kick off door and kill an 81-year-old woman that's well known in a community as a loving grandmother who's raising her two grandchildren, and kill the two grandpicnic them too. Something in this. We not just do this just so. We don't just kill just so. Gunman kill gunman, bad man kill bad man, thief kill thief, lot of scammer kill lot of scammer for whatever the reasons they have behind the scenes. Him want him list, him cross, him money come in, him never get him share. There's mix up. There's always something else to the story. So I don't want people walking away thinking, damn, that's how Jamaicans get down, like they just kill just for no reason. No. Reason is there. We don't know the reason. And although I'm trying to wrap my mind around the mind state of somebody that can actually do something like this, I want to find out the reason. And that's where I'm going to come back and talk more about. You see it? All right. So Pangy said, talk the thing so flow. And I saw Jamaica, the thing. Yeah, it's not. And I saw we think state. And I saw we think state. Roxy Hall says, PTSD. We're raising a nation. Or remember, I did that video where I said we're raising a nation of traumatized children that are going to, well, them kill off the picnic them too, so they're not even getting a chance to grow. But we're raising a nation of traumatized people. And you know, the whole cycle of hurt people. We're seeing it unfold, man. Mamar Hen says that's a warning to the family. Well, that's a serious warning. That's a serious warning because you can't bring back life. They never warned the family. They killed the family. But you're right. I think it's a warning to somebody that's associated with that family. It's just a shame to know that you can just be a target. 81. Raising my grandkids. And you know, in most cases, the elderly, they can do for themselves, you know. And them not really need to be raising their grandkids because it's the parents' job to raise their own children. But you know how our things set up already, right? Mommy and daddy fly out, whether they're working overseas or working long distance or offshore or upon a cruise ship, or there are many dynamics to the story. And nobody better to leave the kids with than with grandma. And grandma said, "Chuck, me not do nothing, I'm retired, I'm sitting home, I'm here alone. Bring my grandkids them around me. Them can go school from here." And at the same time, she can teach them some of the things that she taught us. So you say, yeah man, it's a good thing to have the youth them sitting. Nobody live forever. Spend as much time with your grandmother as you can. And she's enjoying life at 81. She is respected throughout the community. She is known as a good person. Her grandchildren are known in the school system as disciplined children. Disciplined children. Which means she had to do her duties to bring them up right. When you did have the kind of grandmother where you couldn't walk in the room and adults are in the room and you didn't make your presence known by greeting them. Good morning, Mr. James. Good morning, Miss Smith. Good afternoon, Miss Howard. You remember that? You remember when big people did a talk and you have to hold your corner? You couldn't say anything because it's big people conversation, picnic go around so. Take your mouth out of big people business because they were discussing topics that they thought were too mature for us. So that was their way of telling us, you're not ready for these levels or these kind of topics yet. We don't want you in a this. Go so. Go around this or go play with the next picnic them. Remember that? Them kind of grandmother there? Apparently she was one of those kind of grandmothers. You greet adults. You respect adults. All when you don't agree with them, you don't bright up yourself because you're a picnic. So we couldn't grow up and tell no adult about, yo, oh, you know my mother goes. What? You couldn't. All when the adult did wrong, you have to hold your corner as a youth. You have to go mumble amongst your peers at a picnic. You can't stand Mr. Smith. I hear to me, man, it make me sick. Yo, the man every day him just a pickpocket. That was done between you and the other ones them that are your age group. You couldn't brighten come out your face at school and come tell teacher and principal about them what's it not. So we're living in a different time for real. But it seems like this grandmother was one of those. The woman gone. Gunshot. 81. Multiple gunshots. That ain't the way to go at 81, man. I don't wish that upon nobody and nobody's grandmother. I don't wish that on your life. I don't wish that upon your family member's life. 81. Let her make old age, make she come see old age, no man. And make something where kill old people, kill her. You really kick off door and go in there and execute an old woman at 81 years old. 81. Boy. Let me close this video by saying this. I could really not care. I'm really in a position to not care. If I was to be selfish. But how can I be? How can I be selfish? somebody have to talk about this. Somebody have to bring some kind of reasoning, some level of understanding, because there are people out there that really don't understand all the dynamics that goes with this. So these long talking conversations, it's about the dynamics that go with this. So people understand, say, this is not something that just happened just so, you know. This is a long time coming. Somebody said we are reaping the seeds that we did sow, because this generation didn't start out badness and disrespect and all that. It actually come from the generation before. But we did not hold on the badness. But we were teaching them that. I'll never forget a song from Beenie Man, way back when. I'm the kind of person like, and this is why I know music is powerful. If I hear the song 1 or 2 times, it sticks in my head. Now, this is years and years ago, this song come out. And I still remember these lyrics. Man a bad man, wicked man, no take man for toy. With me Glock in me hand, mark, kill and destroy. Me murder your mama, make your papa start cry. You remember that? And it was just music. But it was being glorified from way back then. Shout out to Beenie Man. Amazing artist. Long catalog of good music. I'm just using that as an example. This is not to tear the brother down, my brother down. But just to give you an example. A long time we are do it. So it's time we stop act like we're surprised now. And talk about this new breed of a dancehall artist. Me not listen to them and all that. That song that we made just a sing is probably like 20-something years old. So a long time we've been doing this. It's a long time we've been seeing it. It's a long time we've been promoting it. It's a long time we've been glorifying it. It's a long time we've been pretending it's not happening. It's a long time we've been acting like we're shocked every time it happens. How much longer are we going to continue just doing that? Man a bad man, wicked man, no take man for toy. Don't take me for no toy. With me Glock in my hand, me mark, kill and destroy. Murder your mama, make your papa start cry. One of the greatest to ever do dancehall music. Right there, sir. Wow. Long before our time, Marmar. Long before our time. We come born in it, but because we were small and growing, we didn't realize the magnitude of what we were born into. Now that we're older and some of us have been able to separate ourselves from it and look in, we can see, and everything is documented, and we live in the age of information, so you can just go look up. Long time this a go on. A nation of traumatized people, for sure. Who has not been raped and molested, has come close to death, or has had somebody in their family, close family unit, that has been murdered. A nation of traumatized people. And that probably have something to do with why we're so boomy, and why we quick to get so angry and cross, because we're dealing with issues. It's like a combat war veteran after the war done. The war continues in his mind. May I leave this one right here? I'll talk more to you guys in the comment section below. I really didn't know what the hell I was going to talk about this morning, because after reading that, right when I was getting ready to start the show, me just, like, all my thoughts went again. Manners and respect, people. Have a wonderful day. Try to have a peaceful, enjoyable, wonderful day. The one life we get to live, man. This is your one-way ticket. You don't have no return ticket on this trip. This is your one-way ticket. Make the best out of it. All right? Praises to the Most High. You're here. You're able. You're above ground. Somebody could have kicked off your door last night and do you the same way. Sickness could have taken you out last night. Enough people went to sleep last night and did not wake up this morning. You have another day, another opportunity. You're presented with a present, a gift, a present, which is the present, here and now. Make it count. Yeah? Each one teach one. Manners and respect. I'll catch you on the next video. Again, right here on SouFLoTV. God, man. Blessings, George Anderson. Maxine. Gaza D. The names are just flying up. But that's all. I appreciate you for being here. I'm out. All right, see there? Ali says, SouFlo, I heard from good source that it's scamming. Yeah, we're gonna talk more about that. I'm gonna go do my dig up too. The word is gonna get out there because people know. And because the people them can't talk to law enforcement, so they're gonna talk to each other. And then it's gonna reach upon certain sites, and it's just so the thing go. All right, and then we know who to reach out to, and so we'll talk. But Granny never do nobody nothing. Not at 81. Not at 81. And if anything, and she was a bad granny, then me sure the 6 and the 10-year-olds didn't do anybody anything. Not to deserve that. But we'll talk. I'm out. Peace.